remarks.
I feel blessed already because you're sitting and I'm standing, which might be the only way you would be able to see me. I thought I'd say that before McElwain. Get ahead of the curve there, but I am Jim Moran. As I say, you can call me anything you want, just as long as you call me. But I feel fortunate to be here. Most of you, or quite a few of you, I know, and probably most of you have seen me because I spent 6 years across the highway as commander of the 7th District, and been around the police department a long time. Some of you have known most of my career, as Tricia and Lou can attest to, and I've worked closely with a lot. I see my great buddy back there, Mark Jaffe, who worked closely with me for all my 6 years and really made my job in the 7th District a whole lot easier, so I'm glad to see that familiar face here too. And then, as Jim said, we've worked together several times, and I can tell you, and I'd be remiss if my good young lady back there, Lisa Peixoto, who's a police officer with us, and we've worked together several times, and I see her here tonight, part of your agenda too. And I am reminiscent of the fact that the personalities that we have in here are really some people that really are community-involved type police officers, and I think that's the way I am. And my previous assignment before I came out here, I was commander of the Community Outreach Unit, which actually was a new unit that I started under Chief Isom about almost 2 years ago. And so I think that tells you a little bit about what I was, the way I thought of things. And I really believe that we're not going to get anything done unless all the spokes of the wheel are turning with the wheel together. And I think you all know is better than I probably do that your spoke is about as important as my spoke. And because we can come in here, we can go into neighborhoods, and we can rush in, clean up things, and then we got to rush to the next one, clean up, and then what's left there is either going to be good fill or it's going to be backfilled with the old fill. And so I think the benefit for me working with you is that you are such a strong community. I was at the Friday morning meeting this past week, and I was reminded that there's 20, I think, special business districts just in the Central West End, which, you know, probably is nowhere in the country you'll see something like that in such a small area, to have that 20 of those special business districts, which says that your voters are all concerned and involved, more importantly involved, in your neighborhood. I can, you know, play the numbers with you all the time, and as I always say to people, I can come in here and I can give you the numbers. But if you were the victim yesterday, you don't really much care about my numbers. You know, that's the reality. If you were walking down the street and someone came and decided to remove your wallet or your purse from you, you don't care that I come in here and tell you that your crime was down over 16% last year. You care that you were a victim yesterday and you want to live and be able to move about your neighborhood in a peaceful and quiet way. So the reality is that your crime was down 16% last year. And, you know, that's kind of a trend. The whole city was down last year. I like to tell the story, which I told to the Friday group, because I think it's telling that I think in our city, especially, we've been very fortunate that most of the spokes of the wheel have been working together for some time now. I can remember when Tricia and Ed Dowd were in the U.S. Attorney's Office, and the police department and the U.S. Attorney's Office was kind of like two different worlds. You agree? Yeah, we were like two different worlds. They did their thing, we did our thing, even though everybody knew we were law enforcement. They didn't know what we didn't know what they did, and if we reached out to them, they told us to go somewhere else. Well, when Ed and Tricia came in, we got much more involved. Weedsy was kind of the impetus to start that, but it was, you know, Ed Dowd's leadership, and he brought the right person along with him, in Tricia, to encourage cooperation and, you know, the buzzword today, collaboration amongst entities. And so I think for several years, most of the spokes, the police department spoke, which I think we've always been doing a pretty good job, we feel sometimes, we've been doing a pretty good job of what it is we're supposed to do. And probably a lot of other things that we really don't need to do, but nobody else is doing, so we get put to do them. We've had a great relationship with the Circuit Attorney's Office for some time. we've gone great strides to have community involvement with that. And now, over these last 15, I don't know how long it's been since you and Ed been there, but it's been a while. 20 years maybe, huh? I know, but 20 years or better, we've had great relationships with the U.S. attorneys. So all those folks have been working together to make your neighborhood safer. The first part of 2011, everyone heard about the violent crime going up in the city, especially the homicide rate going up. And then in August, that kind of peaked, and then the crime dissipated and decreased to the point that at the end of December, on December 31st, we were way down in violent crime, and we were way down in homicides. We reached some historic lows, in fact, in that. And so it was probably would behoove us to find out what the heck occurred at that peak in August